Now, Elizabeth Warren has been fighting the good fight. She challenged the regulators to regulate the banks. They were embarrassed that they haven't done so at all, and she showed that in open hearings in terms of criminal actions against the banks. Now, by the way, all of a sudden, after that embarrassment, they're starting to take a couple of more aggressive actions in terms of criminal prosecution of banks. Thank you, Elizabeth Warren. Nicely done. And she takes the fight to people. So all of a sudden, when New York Times is talking to her, they start asking her what a lot of people have been asking. Are you going to run for president in 2016? Now, of course, she says, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in legislating. That's what they all say. And by the way, she also says she wasn't necessarily interested in running for the Senate, and then she was coaxed into it, and she was, and here she is as a senator. So the denial doesn't really mean anything. The question means something. It means that people are thinking, hey, maybe Elizabeth Warren should run. And in fact, even David Axelrod said this: if Hillary doesn't run, I bet there will be plenty of folks, particularly on the left, urging her to look at it. Well, the only thing I would disagree with there is, who cares if Hillary Clinton runs or doesn't run? Like, ooh, well, what, Hillary Clinton, she's so scary. It's not possible to beat her. I wonder if David Axelrod knows a guy who thought that might not be the case. Yeah, that's exactly what they said about President Obama when he was Senator Obama back in 2007. And of course, he took down Hillary Clinton. And it's not like Hillary Clinton is the paragon of progressives, not remotely so. So I don't give a damn if Hillary Clinton's in the race or not. Elizabeth Warren should run. And LA Times talks about how when they were talking about the Larry Summers fight, and by the way, Elizabeth Warren was instrumental in making sure that Larry Summers did not become the new head of the Federal Reserve, which we should thank her profusely for that. On that alone, it's been a great thing that she was a senator. Well, in the midst of talking about that, unions, progressive groups, etc., all said, quote, were repeatedly overtaken by talk about drafting Miss Warren to run for president. People are like, all right, well, let's talk about Larry Summers and how we can stop it. But about Elizabeth Warren running for president. Man, it's bubbling. It's bubbling. Okay, so you think you can stop it? I don't know that you can. Then Peter Beinart wrote at the Daily Beast, first, as a woman, Warren would drain the deepest reservoir of pro-Hillary passion, the prospect of a female president. While Hillary would raise vast sums, Dean and Obama have both shown that in the digital age, an insurgent can compete financially by inspiring huge numbers of small donations. Elizabeth Warren can do that as well. So that's a very good point. As I've been saying now for months, it's exactly the Obama strategy. There's no reason why Elizabeth Warren, who's a real progressive, couldn't do that instead. And then finally, the reason why everybody's so excited is because during, for example, the Democratic National Convention in 2012, she had the guts to say a line that almost no other Democrat would say. She said, we don't run this country for corporations, we run it for the people. And I remember, like, I nearly jumped out of my seat because the corporatist Democrats haven't said that in decades. So when someone finally says it, of course we get excited. We can't help but get excited. And she's not just talk to talk. Unlike Senator Obama back in the day, she's actually walked the walk. Should she run for president in 2016? Say it with me. Of course she should.